I'm Dave Baker, and today we're going to talk about some things that happened in the comic book world. We're going to talk about Suiciders, new solicitation. We're going to talk about the new X-Men event, Apocalypse Wars. We're going to talk about the Walking Dead 150 variant covered by Tony Moore, and we're going to talk about Darth Vader Annual #1. If you stick around to the end of the video, you can win this BB8. Hey! So first up this week, we're going to talk about XMen Apocalypse Wars, which is the new crossover that's going to come out from Marvel Comics through all the X books. It's going to run through Extraordinary X-Men, All New X-Men, and Uncanny X-Men. And it's going to see 3, not 1, but 3 generations of Apocalypse attacking the X-people. I'm really sad because I don't need another crossover. I don't need it. I just want... These books have been going for like 2 minutes. Why? There's not even 3 issues of... Actually, I think there is. There's 3 issues of Extraordinary X-Men, but there's only 1 all-new book out, and we're already announcing a crossover. Why is this happening, Marvel Editorial? Please stop doing this. Next up this week, we're going to talk about one of my favorite books in this past year, the Vertigo miniseries, Suiciders, written and drawn by Lee Bermejo, one of my favorite cartoonists working today. They just announced his new book, Suiciders, Kings of Hell.A, which is going to be the second arc, kind of like the Hellboy idea, where it's miniseries that link together instead of an ongoing book. I was really excited about this book, and then they announced that Bermejo's not going to be drawing it. It's going to be drawn by Alessandro Vitti because of scheduling. A little sad about that, guys. Kinda wanted Lee Bermejo. But if you liked the first one, make sure to pick it up. It's going to be coming out in March. Finally this week on the news front, we're going to talk about a variant cover that's coming out for Walking Dead 150. Big deal, book making it 250 issues. Even bigger deal that Tony Moore is coming back because, I don't know if you know this or not, my friend, Tony Moore and Robert Kirkman, they didn't speak to each other for a long time, and to my knowledge, still didn't. And then they announced this variant cover, which I hope means that they've mended fences, because, you know, they had a whole falling out over royalties for the Walking Dead show. Tony Moore couldn't keep up with the monthly schedule for the book, so he left, blah 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 blah, backroom drama, you can look it up on the internet. But the fact that Walking Dead is made 250 issues is a really big deal, and the fact that Tony Moore is coming back, for me, is an even bigger deal, because hopefully that means that behind the scenes there's been some healing, and I think that's really something great, and the only time I've ever been like, oh, a variant cover, doing something positive, because variant covers ruin the industry. First book this week, we're going to talk about Star Wars Darth Vader Annual #1, written by Kieran Gillen, illustrated by Laniel Francis Yu. I loved Laniel Francis Yu's work on this book. This dude can draw the fuck out of some Darth Vader, and I especially like him when he has an anchor. For a while, they were just kind of scanning his raw pencils and using those. Don't like it as much. It's really raw looking, not as kind of glossy and smooth like I think his work really excels at. And this book, luckily, he has a great inker, so hooray, the artwork is nice. The book itself is a little weird. It feels like Darth Vader dropped in the middle of a Flash Gordon comic. He goes to this world where their main export is ore, so the Empire is kind of trying to strong-arm them into producing ore more quickly so they can build a new Death Star because the first Death Star has been destroyed. So Darth Vader shows up and the king of the world tries to pull a double cross. Woo! Fuck you, Darth Vader, we're not gonna do your bidding, blah blah blah, backstabby stuff. And Darth Vader crushes everyone because he's fucking Darth Vader, and because he has to win because he's in Empire Strikes Back. The weird thing about the book, though, is that the world itself doesn't feel like Star Wars. It's this, there's like a 4-page dance sequence where he walks into this big hall filled with dukes and magistrates, and they're all dancing, and it's weird, and then a guy asks him to dance with his daughter, and Darth Vader, like, force picks him up and crumples him, and then he says, like, who else wants to be my dance partner? Like, what is this? Why is this in my Star Wars book? This is really strange. I love Kieran Gillen as a writer, but this did not feel like his necessarily strongest work. I like his creator-owned work a lot more than his work for hire. If you like Laniel Francis Yu, you should pick up the book. Otherwise, I'd say, you'd probably be okay without reading it. I'm Dave Baker. That's what happened in the comic book industry this week. If you'd like to read comics that I write, you can find them at theactionhospital.com. If you'd like to win this BB8, courtesy of Phat Collectibles, you can do so by commenting your favorite Star Wars character below. And make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hector Navarro, if you would message us on Facebook, we will send you your Worf toy that you won last week. And as always, please subscribe so we can continue having this meaningful dialogue about comics.